Welcome to Darklands. Welcome.
Well, I wonder what he was smiling up on that windowsill. Her wicked hairdo, obviously. Yeah. Well, anyway, the lady and her boobs stole half my thunder. I was gonna introduce the game, but there she goes doing it for me. But it's my Let's Play, so I'm gonna introduce the game anyway. So, yeah, welcome guys to Let's Play Darklands with me, PolarDash. Darklands is an RPG released by Microprose back in 1992. Although, I didn't get the game till a bit later. I got this game through like a multi-game pack thingy. The same pack I got Doom 2 out of, actually. And yeah, it might have been a good thing I got this game later. Because, I think when this game was first released, it was, yeah, put on the shelves with a whole bunch of game-breaking bugs packaged with it. And game-breaking bugs like the blue screen of death and like the save data corruption and like crash the desktop, those sort of things. Yeah. So I think this game got a bad rep back in the day because of all this, and a lot of people pretty much consider this game unplayable. But yeah, thankfully for me, I was able to yeah, play this game all patched up with most of the kinks ironed out. And yeah, thanks to that, this game Darklands is one of my favorite RPGs still. Um, and yeah, I used to follow a Let's Play of this uh, by a Lord Bradwurst or Lord Bradwurst. I think there's like a Dutch pronunciation in between where I googled there. Yeah, because he's Dutch, and he used to upload his videos under the channel Lords of the Greenleaf. Although I think he stopped uploading. It's a channel shared by a bunch of Dutch Let's Players. So yeah, if you like your Let's Plays Dutch, yeah, I recommend it. It has a ton of playlists with Dutch people playing. So yeah, Dutch Let's Play Incarnate. Go visit it if you like that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, back to Bradwurst. Yeah, he I think he stopped Let's Playing, but he before he stopped completely, he put this game on this infinite cosmic pause, and I was very disappointed when that happened because I've been following his Let's Play since day one. Um, but yeah, ever since he stopped playing, I've been tossing around the idea if I should Let's Play this game or not. And yeah, fast forward, I think I might have been like a year and a half now. Yeah, and here I am, Let's Playing this game. Well, let's hope I don't regret it. um, but yeah, Darklands is one of my favorite RPGs. And I think one of the biggest reasons it is because of the fact that this game is my first Western RPG experience, I think. All the RPGs I've played before this were Japanese RPGs, and the shift to this kind of RPG was it made a big impact on me. Like it was very different. It was really unique. It had this element of realism that I wasn't used to. It took me a while to get used to playing this game. I was coming from Japanese RPGs with the big heads, small bodies, and the 10-year-olds wielding swords 3 times their size, that kind of thing. Yeah. Now I'm playing this game with permanent death and like weight limitations and things. Yeah. So it was a very yeah, unique experience. I'm trying to think as far as Western RPGs goes, what this game is like. I'd say this game is like a mixture of Daggerfall, like with all its like open-ended, non-linearist gameplay, and maybe a bit of Baldur's Gate, minus the really deep story element. Like the combat is very similar, and the dungeon crawling is a lot like Darklands. Uh, and Darklands also has like this feel of like a pen and paper RPG because of how this game does events in text. It feels like you got a dungeon master like narrating for you, and you'll see what I'm talking about once I start playing. But all this is all tied together in this historical setting, which is very rewarding. It's sort of edutainment like, which is a plus, right? Yeah. So yeah, speaking of historical setting, yeah, medieval Germany, 15th century. That's between the year 1400 and 1499. For those like me that gets confused with the whole century to year thing, how the century is a number ahead of the year. Yeah, I get confused by that sometimes. So yeah, if you're in the same wavelength of dumbness as I am, there you go, you got an explanation. now you won't be confused. But yeah, back in this time period, medieval Germany was called the Holy Roman Empire. If I got my medieval Total War facts straight. Like as if those are facts. Yeah, and in the 1400s, the H.R.E. was not doing well. It might be even safe to say that living in the H.R.E. in this time period was a hellhole. You wouldn't want it to have been born and raised in this time period. I hope I didn't insult any German viewers out there with what I'm saying and what I'm about to say, actually. Just a slight disclaimer, all the things I'm about to say is coming mostly from the instruction manual of this game. It has like this giant chunk of it devoted to all this fluff about the historical background of Darklands. So yeah, don't blame me, blame the text for how I'm about to insult you. So anyway, yeah, the H.R.E. was the suck. Um, uh, and it's not like it was, Germany to blame. It was the whole, what was going on in the time period. I think the medieval age was crumbling, or it was the beginning of the end of the medieval age in the 1400s. The feudal system was failing. You had this emperor, of the H.R.E. with no power. I think he was just a figurehead. He was put there by a council of noblemen that pretty much dictated what he did and does and did. I'm not sure if that's a phrase, but anyway, yeah, out in the empire itself, you had hundreds of nobles waging war against each other for bits and pieces of worthless land, just to make their bits and pieces of worthless land a bigger piece of worthless land. You had disease and famine. I think Europe was recovering from the Black Death that hit around the 1350s, I think. It annihilated pretty much half of Europe's population, if you didn't know. So yeah, you could imagine where all the suckage there is. And you had bandits pillaging and doing all the stuff that bandits do out there in the countryside. Even in the cities, you had thugs and muggers, kicking people, taking their things, stuff like that. The church was doing it wrong back then. I think they were pretty much running the church as a business. They were selling church positions to, further financial gains, personal financial gains and stuff. And yeah, needless to say, God was probably pissed at his people back in the 1400s. So yeah, and we get to play in this time period. It might not have been a great place to live in, but I think it makes for a great setting for an RPG, and it is. But yeah, as for what we're going up against, we have all this historical crap that will be thrown against us, but Darklands isn't exactly a historically accurate recreation of Germany or medieval Germany. It's more like a recreation of how the people of this time period depicted the world around them. So yeah, we have all the historical garbage pitted against us, but we also have all the what do you call it, like the superstitions and the mythical mumbo jumbo, the and the things that German people believed in back then. They come up as true things in this game, like all the like for example. I don't know, what are some German myths? Like, this game throws at you, like, giant monkey men that lives in the woods, and, like, lizard people, and, satanic cults, Satan was being worshipped because the church was doing it wrong, and, like, half the people couldn't read the Bible, so, yeah. And, like, yeah, that flying voyeur monster golem that you saw in the intro. Yeah, German people were afraid of all kinds of weird things back then. So yeah, they come up as enemies to make life harder on us, which is good. You need all these fantasy monsters to make an RPG more interesting, and there you go, all this historical stuff that ties in, which makes this game yeah, a fun experience. Um, but if Satan is out there underground, releasing all his little helpers, having them wreak havoc in the countryside, you also have his bitter rival God to go up against him, and yeah, God is up there as a true force in this game. He he is hoping that someone is out there virtuous enough to take up arms in his name to battle this great evil. He has a posse of saints all ready and willing to offer miracles to anyone that wants to, and yeah, that'll be us. We're gonna need God's help in this game. He is the I don't know, the thing that we need to do well in this game. I was trying to think of something crafty, but it wasn't coming. Anyway, so you know, I think I talked enough. The object of this game is to fight evil in the name of the Lord, and eventually become famous throughout the land as the guys that, I don't know, took Satan and broke him over one day, and yeah, become true legends to be told forever in the history of Germany. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, I did talk enough. Here we got three options. We got quick start, which lets us quickly start the game. Create new world is new game. The story continues as load. I also like this too. Like, this game has this whole immersion factor. It doesn't just say new game and load game. It has this little bits of flavor. I like that. We're gonna create a new world. So here we go.